What's good, YouTube? It's your boy BeastModeSteven here, aka back with another lit, yes sir, lit vlog, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Topics, y'all. Episode 14, y'all. Y'all see by the title. I know what we're gonna talk about today. Interesting topic, y'all. Definitely, y'all, the topic for today is being flaked on. I don't know about y'all, but doesn't it hurt, when a man flakes on you or a woman flakes on you and you put so much time and effort into what you guys were planning, and all of a sudden, they make a whole bunch of excuses and plans that they can't make it tonight, or they can't make it for lunch, or they can't make it to this activity that you guys have planned. It hurts, y'all, but I'm gonna tell you why it shouldn't hurt you. I'm gonna tell you what you can do to learn from it. I'm gonna show you what you can do so it can motivate you, so you don't feel always down, because it does affect a lot of people when you get flaked on, and sometimes a lot of people use it as leverage, to get through a bad experience, right? So other than that, y'all, I'm excited to be back. It's Friday Night Topics, y'all. And honestly, y'all, if you're new to the channel, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And definitely, if you love the topics, y'all, make sure you follow up to episode 13, episode 12, episode 11. Catch up with us, y'all, because everything is literally gonna be on this amazing channel, y'all. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you repost this. Make sure you leave a positive comment down below. And let me know what you want to hear, because I love the feedback, y'all. And definitely make sure you follow all my social media platforms and stay connected, because you never know when your topic's gonna be called out. Let's get it, y'all.
Wanna wish upon a shooting star. No time to waste, the engine speeding down that boulevard. No more nights of struggling, we gon' drive a faster car. Need bread to eat, stay in the streets, we screaming for the law. We came from nothing, all I ask is one wish. Just make sure that we good and buy my mama a crib. Watch me work through these days and change the way that we live. I make up for those nights, I ain't had nothing to give. Know my pops, he be good, I know my family be straight. Tryna take all my dogs now before it's too late. Through the ups and the downs and through the times we lose faith. Yeah, we all gon' shine together, I'm just paving the way.
Back, y'all. So let's get right to it, y'all. Being flaked on. So, at the start of my show, y'all, I always like to ask my viewers, have you ever been this? Has it ever applied to you? Now the question is, have y'all ever been flaked on? If you're brave, comment down below. I never like to force anyone to, put them in that position to air things out. But if you're brave, y'all, comment down below and let me know your experience of being flaked on and how it went. What was the outcome? What did you do the next time? How many chances do you give people when they flake on you? We're gonna talk about all of those examples. We're gonna talk about, ways that you can strategize to not get flaked on. Avoid all that, So let's get right into it, y'all. So when it comes down to being flaked, y'all, again, a lot of people think, being flaked on means, you passing by, someone and they got a whole bunch of stuff in their hand and they just flake on you. No. That's not what being flaked on is. That is gross, y'all. And if that ever happened to you, I apologize. But that's gross. Being flaked on, in some slangs, they like to call it when someone lets you down, when someone doesn't commit to their plans, when someone, finds many ways to go around and not make something happen with you for whatever reason it may be. Maybe financial situations. Maybe they're trying to use you in certain ways that they feel like, okay, if they're not going to take care of this, I'm not going to give them my time. Maybe because they don't value you as a higher person. They don't care for your time. There could be a whole bunch of reasons, right? And that's what we want to avoid, not for men only, but for women as well. I've been flaked on, I'm not going to lie. And, honestly, in the past, it did hurt. but I use that as a leverage to overcome it, because nowadays for me, like, realistically, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, if someone flakes on me after 2 times, it's like, you know, that's cool, I'm done, whatever, you know, because I think it's actually, you know, wrong for a person to be flaked on. I feel like if you were truthful and straightforward person, I think it would hurt less than you work around a whole bunch of plans, trying to think of ways, you know, the we'll see, the I'll let you know, the I don't know, without having to answer. Like, just be straightforward, you know, because a lot of times, y'all, like, when you put someone on a waiting, you know, stall, a lot of people would actually, you know, use that for the future wise, because some people don't forget, y'all. You gotta understand, when you flake on someone, a lot of people don't forget. So the next time you want to reach out to someone, or you want to reach out to them and be like, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, you know, they're gonna remember. I guarantee you they're gonna remember, because being flaked on hurts a lot of people, y'all. But it hurts even more, y'all, when you don't have a strategy to overcome it, when you don't have a plan to overcome it, you know. So for me personally, you know, if I get flaked on, of course that's gonna be strike one. But my second way of overcoming it is asking myself, you know, should I confront them in person, or should I ask them the real truth of why they flaked, right? But a lot of times, me, I stay humble. And people who stay humble, those are the ones that you don't want to mess with, y'all. Because when they stay humble, they don't forget. They remember. And they use that as an example of, okay, when they need my time, I'm going to remind them how they used it. And you don't want to be that type of person. You don't want to be that type of person. Because it's wrong, y'all. It's wrong. If you've done it before, to really be honest, you know, because honesty is definitely, you know, the go-to for a lot of people. They will respect you more. They won't look at you different. You know, they won't use your time. They won't use your time in a way where they feel like, you know, they can play around with it. So definitely, you know, being honest. If you can be honest to that person, you know, that would help them, you know, understand. But if you don't know that person, you're not being honest, you know, it's still wrong, you know. But if it's the type where you're just like, okay, I'm not going to be honest because I'm not going to see them again, like, it's still wrong, y'all. Like, you don't want to be that type of person. Because I always told myself, when you do certain things to people, it does come around. It may not come around today, tomorrow, next week, next year, but it will come around, and you won't catch it unless you're wise. You won't catch it like that, but it will come around, y'all. So being honest is a perfect way to not really try to flake on someone in a way, but you're being honest at your time, where your time is at, you know, being honest. Another thing, definitely for those who flake on people, another thing, if you find yourself, you know, going to flake on someone, you know, definitely relax on the excuses. People make excuses 1,000 times a day. They don't even count, but they make so many excuses. Like, you can build a statue with it. You can build Eiffel Tower with those excuses. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, the excuses, no. Don't say, oh, you injure yourself, because the next thing you might injure yourself. Don't say, oh, someone died in your family. Don't do that, because the next day someone might die. You know, don't use excuses that you know are actually gonna happen to you. Because the thing is, when it comes down to excuses, y'all, all you're doing is building a pyramid for yourself. And when you build that pyramid, and then literally that pyramid falls on the person that you're flaking on, that's not gonna look good. Like, you really hurt people when you make excuses. Like, just be straightforward, y'all. Like, honestly, you know, I'm not speaking from a guy's, you know, point of view. I'm not speaking from a girl's point of view, but I'm speaking from a point of view, like, all around. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, what gender you are. When it comes to flaking on someone, you gotta understand that not a lot of people are gonna give you chances. You know, not a lot of people are gonna give you chances. You know, the excuses, gotta relax. You know, definitely, you know, coming with a game plan of how you gonna tell them. Definitely, y'all, you know, the worst thing about, you know, flaking on someone is, you know, say if you already got your plans and you forget that you following people on social media and you totally forget about that because you're having so much fun, that can reflect bad, you feel me? Because the thing is, now you put yourself in a position where it's just like, damn, I told this person that, this excuse or that excuse, and it's not matching up, and all of a sudden you on social media putting yourself in a bad position because it's just like, damn, now I know, what type of person you are now. And a lot of people forget that, and they make the slightest small mistake that when you really can't be straightforward or you can't really tell the truth about something, it really does catch up to you, and honestly, and it does hurt. So a lot of times people aren't aware. They don't make themselves aware of certain situations like that. And honestly, the person that's getting the last laugh is the person that you flaked on. Because you did that, now they see who you are. And the next time you want their time, they're definitely going to remind you, if they have self-respect for themselves, of what you've done, right? And honestly, it's not wrong bringing it up, but it's wrong on the other person's end when you try to use that example, when you try to overdo that example. Don't be that type of person again to put yourself in their shoes and do what they did to you, but at least remind them that example that they did was wrong, and hopefully they have a heart and understand the wrong in that. I'm not saying y'all in a way where I own person, I put them in a place, but I'm speaking in a term that I really put that person in a position to understand that my value, and definitely playing around with it and trying to belittle me in a way is really unacceptable, right? Because the thing is, if you literally, I find that a lot of people would be like, okay, it's cool, no problem, just play the nice person, Don't be that type of person, y'all. If it really hurts you, it's gonna hurt you next week, it's gonna hurt you next month. Be that person and actually stand on your 10 toes and definitely tell them this is wrong. Tell them, you're not that type of person. That's what it is, y'all. The thing is, if you keep, being that person, be like, okay, brush off your shoulders and just play like it doesn't bother you. At the end of the day, okay, you're gonna be the bigger person, but you're gonna be the even bigger person when you show them where your self-respect is, when you show them what your time is, when you show them that you are not that type of person to just, be flaked on. At the end of the day, let them know they're not gonna get the opportunity again. Let them know that there's life is short. You can't just do whatever and be like, okay, if they're not showing self-respect for you, honestly, you gotta get that same energy back, y'all. And I always learned that, because I feel like when you try to be that super nice person, people feel like, okay, they're gonna have that leverage to do it again. They're gonna have that leverage to understand that you take things light. Don't be that type of person. No matter how nice of a person you are, you gotta step out your zone and be like, unacceptable. Feel me? Because honestly, y'all, being flaked on, it affects people in the long run. And it may not show it on their face, but behind closed doors, it affects them. But when you become that person to really find strategies to overcome it, like putting limits for yourself, telling that person, literally, straightforward, that this is not cool, that, they're not going to find an opportunity again, if you really, again, limit yourself from that person, at some point in time, it might happen to them, and they're going to probably reach out and say they want your time. Sometimes you just got to put your foot down and let them know, what they did, in the past. Unacceptable. You can't be flaking on people like that. You feel me? Because the one thing about, when it comes to flaking on people, you gotta let them lose the respect for you. And it's gonna show exactly that you're very selective, again, when it comes to certain people that you want around you. And the thing is about me is I'm a people person, y'all. And it doesn't matter if you're homeless, it doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you're poor, it doesn't matter if you're middle class. If I want to say hi to you, I'm going to say hi to you. I'm not going to treat you different. I'm not going to look at you different. I'm not going to put myself, above you. I'm literally going to be in your shoes, because honestly, y'all, you really got to be that type of person to understand, if you can't put yourself in other people's shoes, you're never going to understand people at all. Let me say it again, y'all. If you don't put yourself in other people's shoes, you will never understand people at all. And that's an important point. Whether you take it, whether you leave it, that's an important point. Because reminding yourself that is what reminds you. Because what goes around, it literally does come around. It literally does come around, and I have a lot of examples from that. I literally do. So honestly, y'all, be straightforward, be honest, and definitely try to reschedule with them. Because if you try to reschedule with them, it shows that you still value the time. It shows that you still value them as a person, whether you're friends with them, whether it's a relationship, whether it's family-wise. Be that person and make things right, and not just be that negative crew person and make up excuses and try to, go around, so many ways to, get past them. Don't put them on a waiting, list, because it's not a nightclub. It's not a popular restaurant where they're waiting outside. A lot of people are not that type of people. I would definitely not, because a lot of people know their worth. A lot of people know exactly where the self-respect needs to be. That's what it is. And you gotta, put that in your mind to understand that not a lot of people are gonna take it lightly when you flake on it. Then again, y'all, thank you for tuning in to Friday Night Topics, y'all. Episode 14. Honestly, y'all, I want to hear your feedback. Comment down below again, and give me examples that you've been flaked on, and let me know how you handle it. Because if I didn't cover everything, maybe I can get something from y'all. You feel me? And that's what I'm here for. Communicate with y'all, hear you guys out, and definitely, take a piece from that, because we learn from each other. When you take the time and you invest in something, you can learn from something, right? Other than that, y'all, enjoy your Friday night. Stay safe. I'm out.